Hi, my name is Katie. I have all these little stories that I always want to share with people, and I'm encouraged to do just that. So this is one of those times. I was going to share, it is all, a lot of my stuff is recovery based, I won't lie. It's healing work for me. So if you work ACA, it's probably the program that's going to make most sense to you if you follow along. But I teach a class, The Power of 12 by 12, where I follow the zodiac signs to work my steps. So during Aries season, I work step 1. During Taurus season, I work step 2. During Gemini season, I work step 3. Cancer season, I work step 4. Because Aries is the new year for zodiacs. So keep that in mind. That means right now, May 17th, we are technically still in Taurus. And when I do captions, closed captioning likes to spell it Tourist. I am saying Taurus, Taurus. Also a Ford vehicle back in the day. Ford Taurus. Okay. So, that's the bull. It's Taurus season. Second house is all about self-esteem and money and value. The second zodiac sign is a Taurus. Second planet is Venus, that approval seeker, right? And that's the laundry list too. So I go over to step 2, and we came to believe in a power greater than ourselves. It's a hope, and so let's jump in. That's how I run my steps and AA meetings or other recovery meetings, because May is the 5th month. We go over the 5th tradition and the 5th step. And the 5th step is admitted to somebody our exact nature of our wrongs. It's this integrity. And I struggle with that one personally because lots of reasons, but I'm going to go over trait 5. We live life from the viewpoint of victims and are attracted by that weakness in our love and friendship relationships. And it's this facing this abandonment for me. And being a victim and facing this abandonment in this trait 5. And so step 5, tradition 5, I feel like the universe gave me May to be very happy, celebratory. May has always been filled for me personally a really fun, joyful month. It's filled with the sun. My baby was born Cinco de Mayo, so 5-5, so 5s are beautiful. It's the house of Leo, which is this lion, and it's playful, it's joyful, it's children energy, and so I combine those two things. Okay. I was sitting there in a meeting today, and I'm like listening, and I'm like, okay, I feel like I keep going back between 2 and 5, 2 and 5, 2 and 5. And then today, I joined an ACA meeting, and they're covering step 10 in their group. That's where they're at. So I was like, whoa, that's really weird. We're continuing to take personal inventory. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about this approval seeker who's this victim, this approval seeker who's this victim, and how this time, by continuing to do this program, continuing to do it again, 2 times 5 is 10. And that's what step we were going over. And I was thinking of the stuffed feelings. All the stuff came up about how, money and food, and how it's like, eat all of your food. And we wonder why people want to stuff their feelings. And it's this oral thing. It's usually the father or the person who provides the money, the Capricorn in the family, if that's your situation. But it has to do with money. It has to do with worth. It has to do with this authority figure type energy, which ironically, today's reading is on authority figures. I already laughed because it was on page 143. And 143 is Mr. Rogers' way of saying I love you. because I has 1 letter, love has 4 letters, and you has 3 letters. So numerology wise, I love you is 143. So I already noted that, and I see the the authority figure stuff, and I'm like, wow, that's really interesting. And because, for me, trait 1 is this, we became isolated of people and afraid of authority figures. Well, it's interesting because the authority figure still does come up with other traits. And that's where trait 10 came into my mind. And so for me, the name of my spiritual room is called let's see if I can move this without knocking everything over. The 10th house, right? So this is my career room. This is where I work on my teaching, the things that I feel like are very masculine energy is, for me, growing up Jehovah's Witnesses, a spiritual leader is a masculine role, but that is essentially what I've become, what I've always been as just a teacher. I just happen to have the ability to translate between 3D stuff and 5D stuff. So if you're a trainer, I can use training jargon. If you're a carpenter, roofer, if you are a therapist, if you are a scientist, if you are a computer programmer, these are the ways we translate into how we can change the inside of us by using the outside. And so my Geminis, and my 10th house is Gemini season, and that's where my fortune and my north node is. And my north node is where I'm supposed to go, where I'm supposed to be heard. I'm supposed to see not this martyr, not this like cry, oh woe is me, but this really like empowered state of like, no, this is what happened because this is how I felt. Even if that's what you saw, that's your truth, but this is my truth. And owning in that power, which I never have been able to do my whole life. And so it's like healing this Chiron in Gemini by being seen and heard really heals this. And then promise 10. Fears of failure and success will leave us as we intuitively make healthier choices. So I feel like by doing my laundry twice, by continuing this 2, 5, 10. And then there are some days when it's a 1, 3, 7. And I feel like Monica on Friends where she's like a 2, 4, 6, a 2, 4, 8, right? Like, so there are these, and it's a 7, and it's a 7, and it's a 7. And I laugh because every time in ACA I hear number 7, we will learn how to play and have fun in our lives. Woohoo! I hear Monica going, 7. Like, that's hysterical. Those are like my little insider jokes to my head. Where my inner loving parents like, so 2 is one of my harder houses. I still have things left to do in 2, and I avoid them because it feels scary, and it's a restoration period for me of coming to this clarity, this sanity. But I know a new freedom and a new happiness. Our self-esteem will increase as we give ourselves approval on a daily basis. I learned today through this meeting, they read this every time, these affirmations found in the very beginning. XXV. So that's 25. And so I noted it and I read it today. And a lot of this really, really resonated with me. And I'm really glad I attended that meeting. So that was my little explanation on the 2, 5, 10. So if you continue to do something by doing it twice, you've done it all the way through 1 through 12, and then you're going to do it again. 2 times the change means you're continuing, which is 10, right? So thank you, Josh C. Salty Bunch taught me to stop using the word try and start using the word continue. You're not trying, you're continuing. You're not trying, you're continuing. Changing our vocabulary gives us strength because we retrain our brain that we're stronger. And then we can take on stronger tasks. And as long as we're getting the appropriate food, nutrition, love, surround yourself with people who respect and treat you well. In faith, one finds the strength to survive times of great fear and sadness. I am an inner loving parent in training. So, Ted Lasso, watch it if you haven't. I'm excited for the Hillsborough Recovery Gym in Portland, Oregon. And plan a happy life. Get out your book. A calendar. Put something happy on the calendar, even if it's just you. Plan a day to the beach. Budget it. Find a bus. Find a way. Have some fun. Because that is your loving parent loving you. I think movement is key. So if you haven't moved today, get out and move. Go on a walk. Thanks for watching. Swanmagic.com. Okay, bye.